Besides the ministry officials, we also have with us the Forest and Environment Secretaries and PCCFs of all the states, as also the regional and attached offices of MOEFCC, who are connected to us through the VC. I welcome all of you also to this program. These are exceptional times which has made us realize that to care for ourselves, we have no choice but to care for nature. As the Honorable Prime Minister said in his Mann Ki Baat address this week, and I quote, मेरा आपसे अनुरोध है कि इस पर्यावरण दिवस पर कुछ पेड़ अवश्य लगाएं और प्रकृति की सेवा के लिए कुछ ऐसा संकल्प अवश्य लें जिससे प्रकृति के साथ आपका हर दिन का रिश्ता बने, unquote. This very thought was taken forward by the people of Pune when in 2016 they started work on transforming a barren piece of land in Varje. What became of the barren piece of land is there for all to see today. Let's take you across to Smriti 1 in Varje to see the changes which have taken place there, followed by a short film on the subject made by FTII Pune.
On occasion of World Environment Day on 5th June today, I wish to congratulate and greet all those who are present today. We are standing today at Varje forest area within Pune municipal limits. Within Pune municipal limits, there are about 2,200 hectares of forest land, which amounts to about 9,000 acres. These forest lands were once located outside the limits of municipal corporation, but with the expansion of urbanization, these forests have come now within the, almost in the center of the city. But because of increasing urbanization and because of explosion of our population, these areas are always under the threat of encroachment. So, one such area which is Varje, here, there used to be a lot of encroachment in terms of people settling there, and there was a lot of filth strewn around. On this 25 hectares of Varje, in 2015, with the cooperation and inspiration of our Honorable Minister Shri Prakash Javadekar Sahib, a pioneer undertaking was undertaken by Forest Department to develop this forest area into a urban forest park, which was till now never heard of. The idea behind this was, in order to secure this land, in order to protect this land, we have to develop stake of local people into this forest land, and for that, it was thought that this area should be converted into a recreational, ecological and environmental green spot for the people around, in order to maintain their physical and mental health. Today, it boasts of 6,500 trees over an area of 25 hectares, and about 1,000 people every day visit here. Now, this pioneering effort which has been undertaken here in Varje in 2015 and which has very successfully resulted into an involvement of local people as well as various sectors of other daily life, can be replicated all over India to secure and protect the forest areas which are within the city and to provide the city people their green lands.
Pune, the sprawling city known as Oxford of the East, is the cultural capital of Maharashtra. It is also popular for its temperate climate. It is one of the fastest growing cities in the Asia-Pacific region. Varze, situated on the bank of Mutha River, has catchment area in the western hills that brings along fertile soil and sufficient water for farming. After 1970, the area has gone through a lot of changes with significant increase in population. From a village, Varze has turned into a suburb. The central government, led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, took a significant and ambitious step to increase the green cover on barren lands. The project Urban Forest then started under the able guidance of Mr. Prakash Javadekar, Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India. The Forest Department, Government of Maharashtra, extended great help to this project in all possible ways. The total area of the hill is around 16.8 hectares. Until some years ago, the hill was totally barren and was used as a dump yard by the residences in its. It was eventually encroached. Stressing on the need of creating a balance between development and environment conservation, big corporates like Tata Motors and Persistent Foundation extended their support to NGO working for environment. TER Policy Center, a Pune-based NGO, donated plants of 7 to 8 feet high for the project. Public-private participation, as seen in Varze, is the best example of this PPP initiative. That's how Smriti 1 came into existence. A number of citizens have planted and adopted trees in the memory of their loved one. During the years 2015 to 2017, a total of 9,500 trees of 7 to 8 feet height were planted in the area under CSR initiative. Presently, the same trees have grown to 20 to 30 feet height. The neglected land is now transformed with a rich biodiversity of 23 plant, 29 bird, 15 butterfly, 10 reptile and 3 mammal species. The project also helps in absorbing approximately 1,29,000 kilograms carbon dioxide and producing 5,62,000 kilograms oxygen per year. There are 5 water ponds that fulfill the need of watering the plants. To ensure water supply for the plants in dry seasons, water tankers are presently pressed into service. However, with improving groundwater level over the years, the area will have surplus water for use by others also in the near future. The number of visitors to Varze Smriti 1 has increased tremendously since the last couple of years, and currently more than 1,500 visitors come for daily morning and evening walk. This patch of green forest is turning out to be a boon for nature lovers. Undoubtedly, the project Urban Forest is helping in maintaining the ecological balance serving both environmental and social development goals. It is a step in the right direction towards bettering the life of the generations to come. Cities have gardens, but no forests. This is the beginning of creating 200 forests in the next couple of years under the Nagar One scheme.
As we saw, the place is transformed today with rich biodiversity and is being frequented by a lot of visitors. There were many people who were involved in the project and helped convert the dream into reality. We heard about the help provided by Third Policy Center, Tata Motors, and also Persistent Foundation. Let's hear from Ms. Vinita Apte, the founder director of Third Policy Center, Pune, and from Dr. Anand Deshpande, CMD of Persistent Systems, their experience of working on the project.
Urban forests are the lungs of the cities, and the project Varze Urban Forest, which is giving a pure air to Pune city. I and my entire team is very proud to associate with this Varze Urban Forest project led by MOEFCC on the land of Maharashtra Forest Department. Maharashtra Forest Department extend their all support and give the protected land to grow this forest, and my CSR partners are very helpful for the financial support. With this idea, we three come together, and this forest is now known as a small forest, which is the first step towards the climate change. And I feel that when you get the pure air, your health benefits are maximum to your immunity. I am very much again happy to see this project is happening and is growing, and everyone should grow the forest. On this World Environment Day, I should give one message to all people that everyone needs to grow forest and go every day to walk and get the pure air.
Honorable Minister for Environment, Forests, Climate Change, Information and Broadcasting, Public and Heavy Industries, Honorable Shri Prakash Javadekar, all the district and Pune forest officials, all the government and other city officials, it is my pleasure to be here on the occasion of the World Environment Day. Last year, for the first time, Persistent crossed 10,000 employees. As we reached that milestone, we wanted to do something memorable, and we decided with some help from the Forest Department to plant 10,000 trees to commemorate every individual in the company. I am delighted that the activity we started last year has turned into a very beautiful biodiversity park here. In the city of Pune, as you are all aware, we are surrounded by concrete jungles. We have more buildings and people, and tree cover is going down. It is really commendable to see the Forest Department and the city officials, with some support from the minister, look at setting up a biodiversity park and an urban forest within the city. It is our pleasure and privilege to have had this opportunity to work with the department to make a small contribution to commemorate our 10,000 employees. I'd like to thank all of you for your support, and we are so grateful for having had this opportunity to work with you. I would like to also thank the Minister for his support for this venture, and I wish all of them all the very best, especially in these difficult times.
Goes to show that if people put their heart to something, they can make it happen. Each one of us can make a difference, an example of public-private partnership at its best. Taking the program forward, I would now request Shri Sanjay Kumar, Director General Forest and Special Secretary, to enlighten everyone about the Urban Forest Scheme and how these are helping increase biodiversity. Sir.
Honorable Minister Prakash Javadekar Sahab, Honorable Minister of State Babul Supriyo Sahab, Honorable Forest Minister Maharashtra, Secretary Mr. R.P. Gupta, Excellencies, my colleagues in the ministry and in the states. This is a wonderful day today. We are organizing this World Environment Day with a theme on nature and biodiversity. And when we talk of nature and biodiversity, we are also reminded that a large part of our world population is today living in urban areas, and the population is ever growing. And unless we cater to the needs of the population living in the urban areas, unless we understand the nature and biodiversity in the urban areas, our goal of sustainable development may not be successful. And when we talk of urban areas, then the nature and biodiversity, they have manifestation and have causal relationship with one thing, which is water. Of course, when we talk of nature and biodiversity, which is intricately related to forest, there are many, many environmental services. But here I would like to focus on water. Water is intricately related to biodiversity and nature and forest. And water is becoming one of the most scarce commodities in the cities of the world. We understand and we know that more than 1/3 of the world's cities, they draw water from a catchment which is heavily forested. Forests are the main sources of water for water supply to these cities. And with this concept that water is essential for cities, water is essential for biodiversity, water is essential for nature, this concept of urban forest and popularizing this concept of urban forest has come to this ministry. And I'm very, very thankful to our Honorable Minister, Prakash Javadekar Sahab, that he has pushed this concept of urban forest in this ministry for the benefit of all the city dwellers, not only in India, but as a role model
Looking beyond rural areas, land restoration programs are also implemented in cities. We are struck by one example, the urban forestry project in Warje, a suburb of Pune, which engages citizens in planting millions of trees, thousands at least, at the site of a former garbage dumping ground. We are happy to see such progress made with strong support from the private sector, civil society organizations, and the public. India has other good initiatives making difference like the Warje projects. These include numerous green city initiatives led by individuals and civil society organizations. Such endeavors prove that everyone can make a difference. Each of us can take part in rebuilding the balance between our growth and the planet's ability to support humanity now and in the future. With COVID-19, we realize how much we depend on nature. For too long, we thought we could continue to exploit nature, that its resources are limitless, until we started choking on polluted air, until we noticed that our rivers and lakes have changed and that we can no longer use them as we did before, until we recorded an increase in animal viruses spilling over to humans and causing havoc, all these of our own making. Is it not time that we realize that we need nature more than nature needs us, if at all? Is it not time that we have the humility to rethink and redefine our relationship with nature? Perhaps it is time for humanity to have a new social contract for nature. Together, we can take this bold step. I look forward to working with you towards our shared vision. Wishing you all a great World Environment Day.
World Environment Day, led by Unep, is United Nations' most important day for encouraging worldwide awareness and action for the protection of our environment. Since it began in 1974, World Environment Day has grown to become a global platform for public outreach that is widely celebrated across the world. On this occasion, we have a message from Ms. Inger Anderson, Executive Director, Unep.
For many of us, this is the most unusual of World Environment Days. We are isolated and alone. Much of what we take for granted, our health, or even a walk, a breath of fresh air, feels in jeopardy. Through COVID-19, the planet has delivered its strongest warning yet that we must change our ways. Human activity has altered virtually every part of the land. As we displace the natural world, we're destroying vital ecosystems and the biodiversity that thrives on them. We are causing climate change, harming our ability to feed ourselves, opening the door to new illnesses such as COVID-19. It's time to listen to the planet's warnings. This is why this World Environment Day we are asking you to act to protect nature. Actions for nature means a lower risk of future pandemics, achieving the Sustainable Development Goal, slowing climate change, healthier lives, better economies, being able to cherish that breath of fresh air or walk in the woods, protecting life itself. In a post-COVID world, we need to build back better. We need to protect the planet to protect ourselves. This means ensuring a healthy, natural world.
The current health crisis has made us realize how important it is to be with nature, which is on the verge of a breakdown. For too long, we've exploited nature, and it's time we realize that we need nature more than it needs us. May I now request Secretary MOFCC to share with us the Ministry's vision regarding conserving and protecting the environment. Sir.
Honorable Minister, Environment, Forest, Climate Change, Prakash Javadekar ji, Honorable Minister of State, Shri Babul Supriyo ji, Honorable Minister of Forest, Maharashtra Government, my colleagues in the Ministry, the representative of various organizations including United Nations organizations and colleagues from the states. Friends, we are meeting in a very difficult times and a very unusual time to celebrate this World Environment Day. When man evolved from the nature, it depended on nature. As a forager and gatherer, it was totally dependent on nature. But as we invented fire, then we discovered agriculture. Slowly and slowly, our relation with the nature had been changing. We started manipulating the nature. And this gathered pace with the advent of industrial revolution, when we actually started polluting our natural resources, air and water. The nature has its own limit, and probably our relation with the nature have changed to extent when instead of we depending on nature, nature has come to depend on us. Somehow, when this happens, then we also suffer, and there are plenty of indications which nature is giving to us that the things cannot remain the same. We have to change and rebalance our relation with nature. Our population, the global population, when it increased, and also the developmental requirement, the standard of living, they are putting enormous pressure on our resources. We simply cannot forego a decent and good standard of living for each of the global citizens. But it will have to be responsible, it will have to be a sustainable living. Our use of resources, that should be minimized, that should be efficient, and that should be recycled. We don't need to say anymore that how we depend on forest and why we require forest. The cities which are a dense agglomeration of population, those are the places where the nature has lost its quality. The air and the water, both are going to be degraded to such an extent that they are putting enormous strain on our health systems, our vitality, our strength to withstand different diseases. That is going a major change. So we must go back to the nature, and it is in this context that today's launch of the scheme of Nagarvan, that is most important and relevant. The cities, they require large area of forest, and on this occasion when we are launching this scheme, I would request the municipal bodies to take the lead and decide that a certain percentage of their area must be reserved for the lungs of the cities. They must be protected, they must be preserved, they must be developed, and everyone should be taken in this endeavor. The municipal bodies, they must take the lead, the civil society organizations, the industrial units in the city, and the citizens. They all need to come together and develop these forests for their own survival. The ministry will be providing every possible help in this endeavor, and I again congratulate everyone on this occasion of the World Environment Day and hope for the success of this scheme and for the future of our citizens. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I hope and wish that all of us internalize this message that it's time for nature. We now have a message from the Honorable Minister of Maharashtra, Shri Sanjay Rathod, on the Varjay initiative in Pune and various other initiatives taken by the Maharashtra government for the protection of biodiversity and environment.
आज जागतिक पर्यावरण दिवस के अवसर पर पुणे वन विभाग अंतर्गत वारजे वन उद्यान के सार्वजनिक समर्पण के साथ नगर वन योजना का प्रारंभ केंद्रीय पर्यावरण एवं जलवायु परिवर्तन मंत्री सम्माननीय श्री प्रकाश जावड़ेकर जी के उपस्थिति में संपन्न हो रहा है। यह महाराष्ट्र राज्य वन विभाग के लिए गौरव की बात है। इस कार्यक्रम हेतु उपस्थित सभी मान्यवरों को मैं हार्दिक प्रणाम करता हूं। वारजे स्थित नगर उद्यान का विकास स्मृति स्थल के स्वरूप में किया जा रहा है। यहां लगाए हुए पेड़ हमें देश की रक्षा करने वाले सैनिक और पुलिस विभाग के शहीद जवानों की याद दिलाते रहेंगे और उनकी स्मृति जागृत करती रहेंगी। यह हमारे लिए प्रेरणादायी है। पर्यावरण का संवर्धन आज पूरे विश्व में प्राथमिकता का विषय बना हुआ है। पर्यावरण संवर्धन के बारे में आज अच्छी तरह से जागृति बनी हुई है। विश्व में कहीं पर भी पर्यावरण संबंधी कोई घटना होती है तो तुरंत उसके बारे में चर्चा होने लगती है। महाराष्ट्र राज्य देश में वन संपदा एवं जैविक विविधता के लिए अग्रगण्य राज्य माना जाता है। महाराष्ट्र राज्य वन विभाग के अंतर्गत 6 राष्ट्रीय उद्यान, 46 अभयारण्य, 6 व्याघ्र प्रकल्प, 6 जैविक उद्यान और 41 वन उद्यान है। वन क्षेत्र लगभग 61,000 चौरस किलोमीटर यानी राज्य के कुल क्षेत्र के 20% है। इस वन संपदा में विविधता है। महाराष्ट्र में पश्चिम घाट और सागर तटीय क्षेत्रों में जैविक विविधता दिखाई देती है। महाराष्ट्र वन विभाग द्वारा सामाजिक वनीकरण अंतर्गत वृक्षारोपण कार्यक्रम जागतिक स्तर पर रिकॉर्ड किया गया है। ग्रामीण क्षेत्रों में संयुक्त वन व्यवस्थापन समिति, वन महोत्सव, श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी जन वन योजना, निसर्ग पर्यटन योजना, अटल वन योजना, शालेय रोपवाटिका योजना, हरित भारत अभियान, बांबू मिशन ऐसे अनेक उपक्रम कार्यान्वित है। इनके द्वारा वन क्षेत्र का संवर्धन और संरक्षण किया जाता है। महाराष्ट्र वन विभाग के अंतर्गत राज्य वन विकास महामंडल, महाराष्ट्र राज्य जैविक विविधता मंडल, महाराष्ट्र पर्यटन विकास महामंडल, बांबू विकास मंडल, कान्नड़वन फाउंडेशन, महाराष्ट्र राज्य प्राणी प्राधिकरण ऐसी संस्थाएं निर्माण की गई है और यह संस्था उनके क्षेत्रों में अच्छी तरह से कार्यरत है। महाराष्ट्र वन विभाग के ऐसे शक्ति स्थलों के साथ कुछ समस्याएं भी है। मनुष्य और वन्य जीवों के बीच संघर्ष बढ़ता जा रहा है। महाराष्ट्र वन विभाग की अच्छी योजनाएं की वजह से महाराष्ट्र में बाघों की संख्या दिन ब दिन बढ़ती जा रही है। आज यह संख्या 312 है, जो कि आने वाले 2-3 सालों में ये बढ़कर लगभग 500 के आसपास होने का अनुमान है। इस वजह से महाराष्ट्र राज्य में कई जगह मनुष्य और वन्य जीव संघर्ष में मनुष्यों की जान जा रही है। बाघों की बढ़ती आबादी पर जल्द से जल्द उपाय योजना करना आवश्यक है। इस संदर्भ में टिपेश्वर जिला यवतमाल के और एक व्याघ्र प्रकल्प का प्रस्ताव महाराष्ट्र वन विभाग केंद्र शासन को सौंपने वाला है। उसे मंजूर किया जाए ऐसी मैं गुजारिश करता हूं। इसी के साथ वन्य जीवों की सुरक्षा के लिए अद्ययावत वन्य प्राणी बचाव यूनिट की आवश्यकता है। इस संदर्भ में 11 वन उद्योग के लिए 11 अद्ययावत वन्य प्राणी बचाव यूनिट का विस्तृत प्रस्ताव जल्दी ही हम केंद्र सरकार को सौंपेंगे। सम्माननीय प्रकाश जी जावड़ेकर जी से मेरा आग्रह है, विनती है कि इस प्रस्ताव को जल्दी ही मंजूरी देके मान्यता दी जाए। अंतर्राष्ट्रीय पर्यावरण दिवस के उपलब्ध पर आज का कार्यक्रम आयोजन करने के लिए महाराष्ट्र वन विभाग का चुनाव किया गया, इसलिए मैं आभारी हूं। आपको धन्यवाद देता हूं।
Besides the initiative at Pune which we saw, there have been other initiatives also which have been taken under the Nagarvan Udyan program in various states. I would now request Honorable Minister of Environment, Forests and Climate Change, Shri Prakash Javadekar, to release the brochure on best practices on urban forest. Thank you, sir. May I now request Honorable Minister of State, Shri Babul Supriyo, to share his thoughts with us. Sir.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Honorable Minister Shri Prakash Javadekar ji, Honorable Minister for Forest, Government of Maharashtra, Secretary Shri R.P. Gupta ji, colleagues in the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, endeavor by our government led by Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji towards understanding the importance of nature, towards understanding the importance of biodiversity and why environment is one thing that we all need to concentrate upon, because the science that nature is giving us is very much like today's day is World Environment Day, and it's like an extension of Mother's Day. Like we all grew up in our childhood getting warnings from our mothers when we did something wrong. I think the nature today, under the pandemic and whatever we are going through in the world, what we are fighting together, is a nature's call, is a planet, mother planet, letting us know that we all need to be more careful and the efforts need to be more concerted to ensure that we take care of this planet in the manner that it should be. I feel honored to address this August virtual congregation on the occasion of World Environment Day. The World Environment Day reminds us to continue our commitment for environment protection and biodiversity conservation. These are very trying times while we are talking about coming together and making concerted and conscious efforts towards biodiversity, towards everything that we could do for the environment. The trying times requires us to be, to follow the social norms of distancing and staying away from each other. So there are new ways of connecting, and I think once we have our hearts connected to this very noble cause, and something which is not only a noble, today has become a necessary a cause for the planet. I think we will be able to conquer the challenges that we face now and the impending challenges in the future as well. Protection of environment and living in harmony with nature are integral parts of Indian culture. It's very interesting that wild animals association with people's religious beliefs, like snake with Lord Shiva, with lion with goddess Durga, peacock with Lord Kartikeya. These things are not just coincidental. They seem to be a conscious effort by our wise men and women and saints to preserve this kind of life forms, and the wild, the huge horizon of plethora of different kinds of friendly animals and different kinds of species that reside with us, around us. Today, climate change poses a fundamental threat to the places, species and people's livelihoods. It will be the greatest cause of species extinctions in the country. And therefore, to address this crisis, there is an urgent need to reduce carbon pollution. Tree plantation in that direction is going to be very helpful, and it should be, and it has been transformed into a multi-sectoral activity taken up by various central and state governments schemes, by civil societies, and because of such concerted efforts every year, tree plantation right now has taken up on average over 1.6 million hectares. This year the target for tree plantation as planned by the ministry in coordination with the state governments has been enhanced to 145 crores, which we would definitely feel we are going to achieve by people's participation. This year Government of India has decided to make tree plantation a people's movement, and about 34% of the population in the country which resides in urban areas, and if all of us, for all of us, if we decide to plant minimum one tree around us where we stay or in a vacant land, I think it is going to help the cause of the climate, and also control the carbon emissions and the carbon dioxide that is released in the air because of a lot of activities, be it pollution, be it cars, whatever, mobility, etc. On this occasion, we should make a pledge, we should make a serious pledge that forest areas in the cities will be protected and preserved through our collective efforts, and that is why, with a view to enhance biodiversity in our urban landscape, Ministry has chosen the Nagar Van as theme of World Environment Day. I mean urban forest as World Environment Day. To end it, I must once again reiterate that we should make a conscious and concerted effort to minimize the use of natural resources and treat all living creatures on the earth, including wild animals, with compassion. Our government has also decided to take up rejuvenation of major river basins in the country through forestry interventions. Tree plantation and soil moisture conservation works will be the core strategy. To address the problems of soil degradation, siltation and reduced water flow in the river basins and the catchment area, all countrymen, including farmers, are guided by our government under the leadership of and direction given by our Honorable Prime Minister, in unison to rejuvenate the rivers in partnership with the government programs. On this day, I would also like to recognize the immense contribution of the fellow countrymen, civil societies, and most importantly, forest officials in protection of the forest, wildlife, and the entire ecosystem. Sir, with your able leadership and inspiring words, I am sure that with the same zeal, enthusiasm, and efforts, we will be able to protect the environment and conserve biodiversity in and around all our cities as well. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I would now request the Honorable Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Shri Prakash Javadekar, to please address the gathering. Sir was instrumental in getting the degraded land at Pune, which we just saw, change into an urban forest with people's participation. Sir.
मेरे सहयोगी राज्य मंत्री बाबुल सुप्रियो, महाराष्ट्र के वन मंत्री संजय राठौड़, UNCCD's एग्जीक्यूटिव सेक्रेटरी इब्राहिम थाऊ, यूनाइटेड नेशंस एनवायरनमेंट प्रोग्राम की एग्जीक्यूटिव सेक्रेटरी एंडरसन, my secretary, DG Forest and other colleagues, और देश विदेश में people are watching this program on YouTube, on DD and on other channels, because today is World Environment Day and the theme is biodiversity. As you know, India has 16% population, human population of the world. We also have 16% population of cattle in the world. Both require land, water and fodder of food. But we have only 2.5% of the world's land mass, and we have only 4% of natural water resources. Therefore, we are in constraints, but still India is able to preserve 8% world's biodiversity. This is no small feat, because India has been able to prove this, that here is the country which preserves biodiversity despite constraints. Indian culture is like this. क्या आपको पता है कि पेड़ ना काटे, न कटे, इसके लिए राजस्थान में 300 लोगों ने बलिदान दिया था. 300 people died to protect forest. In every village, we have a forest in the name of God. ईश्वर के नाम से एक वन होता है जिसमें ना कटाई होती है ना चराई होती है. प्रकृति के साथ हमारी जीवन है. Our lifestyle is with nature. and trees, prani, jalachar, vanachar, pakshi, pashu, all species of the world are part of our life. आज जैसे आपने देखा वहाँ वारजे में वट पूर्णिमा है तो महिलाएं पूजा कर रही है पेड़ की. I think this is unique in the world that people are worshipping tree. They worship animals also. They worship the reptiles also. And they worship all kinds of life. One Sanskrit famous saying is, Prithvi Rakshiti Rakshita. Nature protects those who protect nature. What we find today is, we have forest in rural areas, but not much forest in urban areas. While I was traveling throughout the world in New York, in Rio de Janeiro, Nairobi, and even in Mumbai, we have national parks. In many cities, there are forest patches. In my Pune city also, forest has developed 2-3 good forests. But we need more. And therefore, we have introduced the scheme of urban forest. शहरों में उद्यान है, gardens है, but we don't have forest. So we have to create forest. And we have decided today to launch our Nagarvan program, urban forest program, in 200 corporation cities of India. We started in Pune in 2015, and with the help of Forest Department, People's Representative, the Guardian Minister, the Member of Parliament, Member of Legislative Assemblies, corporation, and as was shown by Tata Motors, Persistent Foundation, and TER Policy Center, this was the best example of PPP, and that is the model for improving the forest, urban forest in 200 cities. City forest we will fund it to an extent, to compound it and to carry out minimum services there from the Campa fund. As India has decided to create 2.5 billion or 3 billion tons of carbon sequestration, new forest, creating new carbon sinks, and that will work as urban lungs also. Therefore, I appeal to city corporations, because many commissioners have also joined, various forest officials have joined. Let us map the forest land in cities and degraded land in city. And if that is reserved for creating these urban forests, it becomes a people movement. ये जन आंदोलन होगा, और इसलिए सबको साथ आकर काम करने का मैं अपील करता हूं. आगे चल के जैसी योजना आगे बढ़ेगी, अच्छा वन जहां बनेगा उसको पुरस्कार देने की भी हम योजना करेंगे. We are thinking even to introduce a good prize for good forests created by people's participation and in a PPP mode in various urban cities. I thank all those who helped build Pune forest and will build more forest in various urban conglomerates. Prime Minister has always emphasizes on environment. He says Indian lifestyle is nature friendly. We have a lifestyle of sustainable lifestyle. मन की बात में इस बार 31 तारीख को उन्होंने कहा था पेड़ लगाओ, और पेड़ लगाओ का मतलब पेड़ बढ़ाओ भी, केवल लगाने की बात नहीं है। तो पेड़ लगाना भी चाहिए, पेड़ बढ़ाना भी चाहिए। यही हमारे लिए ऑक्सीजन बैंक है। आज के इस कार्यक्रम में नगर वन योजना के लॉन्च में मुझे लगता है यही संदेश है। सबको बहुत बहुत नमस्कार। जय हिंद।
Thank you, sir. I hope all of us and all the people who are watching us across the country will help implement the Nagar Van Yojana and transform this vision into reality. With this, we come to an end of the program. May I request Shri Pankaj Asthana, IG NAB, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good morning, everybody. Today we are celebrating World Environment Day, and the theme of the day is Nagar Van, to promote biodiversity in urban landscape. The World Environment Day gives us an opportunity to renew our pledge for environmental protection. On this day, it is an honor and a privilege for me to propose a vote of thanks. My most sincere thanks goes to our Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Shri Prakash Javadekar sir, for his insightful thoughts on biodiversity conservation and urban forestry. Sir, your initiative and contribution in creating and developing the Vajay city forest has set an example for everybody, and the same will be followed by all for during implementation of this Nagar Van Yojana in a participatory mode and collaborative approach. I would also like to extend my heartfelt thanks to our Honorable Minister of State, Shri Babul Supriyo ji, for his words of wisdom on environment protection and biodiversity conservation. Our Secretary, Shri R.B. Gupta sir, has emphasized on sustainable use of our resources to protect environment. He advised that he suggested that city forest should be an essential component of any city development program. Our DG Forest, he has been a constant source of inspiration and guidance for all of us in for various forestry activities, eco restoration, tree plantation, urban development, etc. And he also helped us in organizing, provided guidance in organizing this program. He has also suggested that nature, biodiversity and water conservation is most important activity, and it is essential to provide urban forests in the cities. I would like to convey my deep sense of gratitude to both our Secretary sir and our DG Forest sir. So during this celebrations, we have received several messages supporting the cause of environment. We have received a message from Honorable Minister of Forest from Maharashtra, who highlighted the achievements of Maharashtra Forest Department for biodiversity conservation. Then message from Dr. Vinita Apte, Dr. Anand Deshpande. Then message from Executive Director of UNCCD, Ibrahim Thiaw, and message from Executive Director of UNEP, Inger Anderson. They all supported the environmental protection, biodiversity conservation and eco restoration. I acknowledge with a deep sense of gratitude their messages for on this occasion. So we have seen a film on Vajay City Forest. The film was developed by Film and Television Institute of Pune in collaboration with the Forest Department of Maharashtra. This film was is an excellent example showing how degraded forest can be developed, degraded land can be developed into a green space in the city. We acknowledge their efforts in creating such a wonderful film. My thanks also goes to Doordarshan, social media and other print media also for live coverage of the program and creating a taking it to the masses, to everywhere for creating awareness. So we are celebrating this program on a virtual platform, and several of the officers, because of the present COVID pandemic situations, several officers of our ministry, officers from various states, forest secretaries, secretaries from urban development department, municipal commissioners, several forest officers, PCCFs, forest officers, and many more, they are connected to us through this virtual platform. We acknowledge their presence and participation in this program. So, to make this program a successful event, the team in our ministry, the NIC team, IT cell, media cell, some staff in the office of DG Forest, in NAB, and several other officers, they have also contributed in its successful organization and completion. In the end, sir, I would like to, on behalf of the Ministry of Environment and Forest, I would like to convey my thanks to all and everyone for their contribution in making the event successful. Thank you.